Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. In this video we will have a look at a Bundeswehr knife. This is a reproduction, the cheapest one that is out there, and I still wanted to test it out to see how well it is compared to the original. We have a price here of about $16–17, the cheapest. You can of course get it at a higher price as well. So what we have is a nice Bundeswehr boxing West German Army knife. There we have some more information as well, and this and that one. Inside, as I take it apart, it's just a regular box with the sleeves, the plastic sleeves. The blade, the knife itself is in a sleeve, and the sheath too, so it's not in that regard protected. The knife is open, the blade is open. About the Bundeswehr kampfmesser, where that item is based on, that was introduced to the German military back in 1968, 2 years prior I was born in Switzerland. This is for the German Bundeswehr, but of course they did sell those knives on the civilian market as well. Back in the day, we have to go back into the Cold War time. East Germany towards West Germany had the wall, minimum a fence. I saw that myself back then, as I did grow up from a young age, because from time to time we did travel from Switzerland to our relatives in Germany, which at that point did live right by the border between Bavaria and Thuringia. Thuringia is, or was back then, in East German, on the East German side. So you could firsthand see that horrible fence and wall, that border that divided, that did destroy for decades so much of German life, of German culture, by dividing it into two sections. And of course, after 45, the military was dissolved within Germany. That was put down, but then the tension during the Cold War did flame up between the western part, where I was, and the eastern part towards Russia, Soviet Union and all that. And then the military on both sides did get more equipment, more stronger again, and part of that on the western side was the introduction of this style of knife. That was the first military knife that was ordered after 45 in a substantial, really high number. So they did not only have one manufacturer of those knives, that many were needed. That had multiple manufacturers all over the western side of Germany. And you see that usually with different manufacturing stamps, and also it has a bit of year stamp on some of them that you see when that was made and all that. The original knife is not made for a long time. You only get, of course, the used ones as originals, more or less in okay condition. The prices are relatively high, so if you want to get the original, that is one thing, but if you want to test out or use something, that is where the copies come in, the clones. And there are minimum 2 of those clones that are made. Basically this one here with solid screws. We have Allen head screws on both sides, no lanyard hole, and then there is a version with a slotted screw and actually a hollow screw on the back side, so you could use it as a lanyard hole, and that would be the more original version that can be disassembled for cleaning in the main components. I took the screws out on this model here, and you can't disassemble it. It's basically the grip, the polymer grip is a one-piece design, and it is pressed over the full tang, and you can't remove it. The positive is you don't have any wiggle by the steel guard. The tang goes minimum to about here, because as I removed the rear screw there, we saw the metal all the way there, so it is basically a full tang. But of course, of the design, we have a bit of hidden tang, so it's not it has the full length, but it's a bit smaller there. But I would say for a knife like this, really well, and it should work pretty well even for a bit more harder duty. So back then, 1968 to 2003 actually. 2003 it was replaced with the Kampfmesser 2000 Icon design that had originally a tanto point, a complete departure with the tanto point and a serrated edge that is rather uncommon. And back then I remember as that was introduced, I was thinking that is a bit of weird or uncommon choice to get a military knife with a tanto blade and a serrated edge. Anyway, that is still in the use today, and that kind of knife here is out. So the originals, like this one as a copy, has had a metal sheath, and the throat of the sheath here we see a little bit oil. That one here actually has a plastic insert, which helps a lot. That is the main drawback, as best as I see, of the original ones, that they had a metal sheath without a plastic throat. So as you put the knife in and out, the edge did rub off on the metal of the sheath and made the blade dull. So most people in the German military back then, the West German military, the Bundeswehr, as they had those knives, they did not have a best impression of the knife, because the thing was basically always not sharp but rather blunt. As they took it out of the sheath, the edge was gone. As they put it back in the sheath, the edge was again dulled. So that was a big problem. I don't know why they did not fix that. That is not typical German to not fix that, but anyway, that was how that was with that specially made sheath. There was no way around to that a soldier in the field could have fixed it. You need to fix it in the production like we have it here. So usually, as we speak with people that were by the military and had that knife, they did not speak well about it, because it was always dull. They did think the quality is lacking. They did not often not get it about the design. So typical name or nickname for that knife in the German military was Kampfmesser Stumpf, fighting knife dull, or Streichdegen, which means basically a sword-like device that you only can put butter on a bread and spread it out like a spreader. And then another name was Leberwurst Dolch, liver, cheese, dagger, all not too well names for such a device, but that shows unfortunately that they were hindered of having a sharp knife. It maybe was a point by the military that they said, yeah, we better have it a bit on the dull side. I don't know, sometimes I really wonder what people actually are by the military. As a side note, back then, as I joined the Swiss military, they gave us the bayonet for the assault rifle, and that thing was also not sharp, and the point was relative blunt as well. I mean, so blunt that you could put the finger on it, it would not cut, it would not sting you or cut you in any way. And they also said that that is for safety reasons and blah blah blah. But I mean, either it's a military or it's just a bunch of comedians in a joke in a movie. And I think the later one was the Swiss military, at least in the way as I saw it back then and as it is today. Later on, with the newer assault rifle, they got another bayonet, this time a bit a more modern approach, but again the blade was sharper, I would say. It was a chisel edge that was not too well later, but they rounded off the tip completely, so it was completely pointless on the point, like in our days, like a children knife, my first knife kind of thing. But anyway, it's often a bit weird, but that is how that is. So why this knife? I just wanted to test out the version, the cheapest version that I could find, see how well it is made. We have quite likely just a 420 steel. We see here the grinding line is not 100%. The hollow grind is relative good, I would say. The symmetric is good from both sides. The grinding line here is pretty in the middle. We have a German eagle, the Pleitegeier, the bankruptcy bird engraved or etched on it. Thickness is about 4 mm. On that side we have some more information, and of course the China is below. I'm not exactly sure what company makes that thing. I need to look it up and put it in the description. Then we have a guard, and since that item is not for easy disassembly, it doesn't rattle, so the guard is not loose. As you can remove the screw and take the handle off and remove the guard, like by the original models that could have a bit of play and rattle. I saw by the originals between the guard and the handle they had a leather washer in between. That's quite likely to eliminate any play in the design, but this one comes without that. And we have that typical one-piece polymer handle that slides over the hidden tang and is held on by 2 screws, in this case unfortunately without lanyard hole. So all in all, the shape and the feeling is like original. It's really nice. I don't regret getting it. It of course needs a bit more resharpening. The screws I already took out, the rear screw, the hole in it in the tang was a bit too far backwards, and the screw was a bit crooked. I took that out and fixed it so that the screw is flat. Really nice. Maybe one day I laid me a piece of metal to shape to put it in, so we have not as a screw but as a rivet with a hollow middle, so we can actually use the lanyard. That would for sure help. Then the sheath, the best of it is that we have that plastic piece there as a throat, so that the edge doesn't get dull. Once you have the thing sharp enough, it should last. The part here is like a screw. You can take that off and then you can remove the leather frog. The leather is pretty thick. I hope it's original, a correct leather and not a weak stuff, but we see it got revetted pretty good. We have a green metal sheet It feels a bit like a pot metal. I don't know what it actually is. There is no drainage hole or anything. That was back then not common. Then we have the top part, and that's another bonus. We see the belt loop is relatively big, so they made a mistake by the German military. Those two rivets were done a bit higher up, so that you had just a tiny belt loop, so you could not use it on the combat gear, on the military gear that well, just on a regular belt. So often they took those rivets out, and so that they had a bigger belt loop. That is already here from start. That is really nice. Then we have a stud on top to close it. Looks pretty nice and authentic. Then as we put the knife in, it goes both ways in. We have the usual metal clamp in it to hold it so it would not fall out and it doesn't rattle. And as you put it all the way in, it is pretty good. Then the top part here goes simply around it and goes like that. It has a bit a play here, but that was originally like that. So yeah, all in all, I would say for the price pretty good. Oh yeah, one detail, I'm not sure if that one was not greened out with the paint or if that was in a silver color. The problem is with the originals, the paint wears off, so often you see the sheath and the guard and other parts where the color is gone by using it. So I need to look that up, but 99% I'm gonna make that in a green or in a black too, so that doesn't shiny out that much there. But yeah, all in all, I like it, and once it's a bit fixed up, it's for sure gonna be a nice addition. Is it as good as the original or as nice as the original? Quite likely not. The second copy that I mentioned with the hole for the lanyard hole is a higher price too. It's quite likely about $30 or $40 here in USA. So this was the cheaper deal, and I think it is fitting the part. If you want to test that design out, that sure works. Maybe you even have a Heckler & Koch, a G3, so that would work together with that rifle too, and make a nice display. And as a field knife, also the German military had or has the Glock knife that we all know, and that is easy to get as original for a low price. Now what is missing on that kind of design is a more updated version. That knife could be easily made with a better steel, better sheath design, G10 solid handle and all that. Maybe one day we do that for the Swiss Bianco brand we see. So that much about the Bundeswehr Kampfmesser.